Hi, I'm Daniel Tadros from digitalworldcitizen.com, and today we'll be talking about, is Bitcoin money? Right after this. Thanks for tuning in to digitalworldcitizen.com. My name is Daniel Tadros. I am one of the Tadros brothers, and today we'll be talking about, is Bitcoin money? So first thing we have to ask is, what is money? Well, money is one of the oldest technologies that allowed us to transact. So before we used to exchange a cow for wood, for example, like a lot of wood to do fires, but then sometimes we didn't want the cow for the wood, so we wanted like a chicken, and so at the end we kind of decided that it would be easier if we had something that represented value instead of always exchanging like a chicken, 10 chickens for one cow. So it's one of our oldest technologies, and what's important to note here is that as one of the oldest technologies that exists on Earth, nobody's really working on the protocol or the technology to make it better. I mean, like, it's basically like our fiat currency is basically right now at a dead end. There are no Google engineers working at making that better. However, with Bitcoin, you have thousands of engineers working on cryptocurrencies, thousands of people, of companies, of entrepreneurs, of creative spirit, of all sorts of people that have ideas to rethink what is money, what is value. And so there's a few characteristics of money. Has to be generally accepted in the laws of economics: fungible, divisible, portable. So a few criteria that make money money. One of the big ones is it widely accepted? So the US dollar is money because it's widely accepted. But we don't have to look very far to start realizing that in some countries, the generally accepted fiat currency is failing. In Venezuela, some of the African countries where the dollar is not worth anything. The barrel that they're carrying the dollars in is worth more than all of the dollars that are in the barrel. And we've seen that many times happen in a lot of countries in the last maybe decade. Look at Greece, look at Venezuela, I think maybe Argentina. And so quickly we start to realize, so what is money? What is fiat currency? Well, fiat currency, if you haven't heard the term before, fiat currency is just a dollar bill, a note saying that this is worth such an amount. But this note, we're trusting it only because of the government that's behind it that says, well, we will honor the value of it. However, in many countries, including in Canada, in 2018, they just passed a law that if you have more than $80,000 in the account, they can go and take it from you away. The first 80,000 is yours and not the rest. So this has happened in Greece many times, where the government and all the other people governing have basically screwed up. The monetary policy has screwed up, and so they're now stuck to cut the pension plans in half, take money out of the accounts, block the ATMs. So a lot of people say that Bitcoin is schmuck insurance against our governments, in case they do a stupid thing. And if we look at the US debt, and we could easily maybe envision that there might be a problem at one point. For the moment, the US fiat currency, whoops, I'll get rid of this Twitter thing. The US fiat currency is working quite well. It's widely adopted around the world. It's basically the currency that's a petrodollar. But with all the debt and maybe a lot of things happening, maybe this currency can fail. Who knows? We don't know. Anything could happen. However, we've been pretty immune to these problems in North America, in Europe. However, with the euro, we're seeing like kind of people being, what I'm sensing here, guys, and this is where I have my take in digitalworldcitizen.com, I sense there's going to be like a revolution. The people know the system is rigged. They feel it's rigged. They don't know how it's rigged, but it is rigged. And what is rigged about it is a monetary policy. And there's a few things. There's fractional reserve system. The banks can lend a part of what they have in their bank, a tenth. They only need to have a tenth of the amount to lend the rest of it. And there's quantitative easing. Quantitative easing is basically printing money, like free money. Like if you look at the Federal Reserve can print as much money as they wish. So all of these monetary policies really get us to kind of question if the system is really legit. And this is why cryptocurrencies came about many 9 years ago. So it just came about. People were like, no, we don't trust this anymore. They print money at will. They do quantitative easing. If we do quantitative easing on our side, we lend 10 times more than what we own. They're going to put us in jail because it's called like a pyramid scheme, right? So it's, we're not allowed to do that. So they can arrest their citizens, coerce their citizens into not doing stuff, but they can do it. So we have to look also at what happened, okay, in the history of the United States, the Federal Reserve, and not many people know this, but we're going to go through this once. I will repeat this many times. I just love all this history and love informing everybody. 1912 is where it all happened, where a bunch of rich people, some people say the Titanic, they put all the rich people in the Titanic and they made it sink. Not too sure about this conspiracy theory, but a few rich people in 1912, which is the year the Titanic sank, got together at nighttime, and they basically what they did is they created the Federal Reserve system. They passed it in law. So all these rich people finally said, hey, we're going to control the money flow of the country. We're going to control the money. So, and this is the Rockefellers, the Roosevelts, J.P. Morgan Chase, and a bit unknown from the major public. And it's all on the internet. Just start searching this. You'll find out quickly that something's wrong with our system. And we're going to create a revolution. We're going to do it together, a peaceful revolution, but we're going to do it. Because this doesn't work. The system doesn't work. So they created the Federal Reserve, which is a privately owned entity that controls the money of the country. So a lot of these rich people, the Rothschilds of the world, their sayings are, control the money of the country, you control the country. Who cares who's in charge, who's elected? I mean, they're the ones that are there. It's the ones that control the money flow. And so, that's what these people did in 1912. Created the Federal Reserve, and basically we've been living in this system for, 100 years now, and so people don't know what money really is. Money is just, the fiat currency is just a dollar bill that the government, we put trust in, that is generally accepted to trade value, but really there's no real value behind it. There used to be gold. Until 1971 under Nixon, August 1st, 1971 under Nixon, he decided that the dollar, the US dollar, will not be linked to gold anymore. Surprise, surprise, everybody. You guys can look this up. Take time to research. So the US dollar is not linked to gold, and we're currently running the biggest monetary experiment the world has ever seen, because a lot of nations, the biggest industrialized nations in the world, are running this experiment. It's not Bitcoin, the experiment. It's the fiat currency. And the experiment is as follows. Printing money that's not backed by gold anymore. We're talking about Australia, and we're talking about France, US, Canada, so they could print at will. Germany doesn't do it, as far as I've been informed. They don't print money at will, so that's why Greece is in trouble right now, because they can't get out of this mess. So that's the experiment that we're doing right now. A whole bunch of industrialized nations are not backed by gold. There is no gold equivalent for the amount of currency that is circulating. So if there's a run on the bank and people start losing confidence, all this is based on confidence. If there's a run on the bank, there will not be enough money around. And what are they going to do? Block the ATMs, general freeze of the world, and they're going to freeze all our money. And this is like a gloom and doom kind of like scenario, or it's like it won't necessarily happen that way, but we need to kind of be informed of what's possible and what is money. So money is just like what we're using right now is called fiat currency. Hey, you guys see the sweat here? Jesus Christ. So fiat currency is really just a note saying the government will honor this, but if there's a lot of trouble in a country, they will not honor it. They will steal their citizens, and they will do whatever they have to save the government before they'll save us. And the future will be much brighter for us, ladies and gentlemen, with Bitcoin. If we have Bitcoin, we can take back some of that power. Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies take back the power, put it on a USB key on our neck, a Trezor, or I have the other USB key that you could put it on there. We're going to have a much better life with Bitcoin. They'll be able to tax us much less. And so, coming back to the main question, to what is money? Let's do the whole tour. I did the whole detour here. So, the money that we have right now is called fiat currency. And to simplify it, fiat currency in the history of money has never had a very, very long life. It basically lasts, according to some people, I think 44 years or 29 years, because people start to lose confidence when the government fucks up. They start to fuck up on us. They screw up. The absolute power corrupts absolutely. Have you ever heard that? Let's have a little drink on that, okay? Because I'm getting thirsty here. Some Quebec kind of beer here. Revolution, but we are creating this revolution. digitalworldcitizen.com for all the people that think the system is rigged. Get on board. Our objective is to get 100 million digital world citizens, basically saying that the internet is a sovereign space. We're allowed to do what we want. We're allowed to be world citizens. Get on board for peace. Get on board for everything else. Get on board for the idea. Get on board for the movement. Let's do it, guys. Let's get some citizens. Talk to your friends. digitalworldcitizen.com. On that, peace and love. We'll talk shortly. Buy some Bitcoin. Buy some other coins. Free the world. Free yourself. Tell your friends. Take care. Bye.